Hello and welcome to D&D Tonight! I've been recording my attempts to play Dungeons & Dragons with my family since May of 2017. I'm a novice games master with most of my experience coming from 3 of my friends who DM'd games over about 6 months before I started to play this game as a way to keep in touch with my family. You'll have to forgive any mistakes I make along the way, both rules and recording-wise. These first few episodes are pretty rough, but they do get better. Now let's introduce our players! First up is my older sister, Tiffany. Go ahead and introduce yourself, Tiffy.
Hi! Well, it's lovely to be here on D&D tonight. How are you doing, Derek? Pretty good?
I'm doing well. Tiffany plays Asharis, an elven ranger, with an affinity for dual-wielding. Up next is my niece, the beautiful and smart, if sometimes very quiet, daughter of Tiffany.
Hi, I'm Jessica. I'm silent. The dog is in the room.
Jessica plays Ghostslinger, a half-elf rogue ninja from the Eastern Realm. And finally, mine and Tiffany's father, Dad! Say hello, Dad.
Yes, and I've been playing this for as long as they say I have, and I just now discovered that it's D&D. I haven't read the book yet.
Dad plays Merlin, a human wizard. Based loosely on historical Merlin, but not exactly. With a little bit of dad flair thrown in. Oh, and me, I guess. I'm Derek. I'm the storyteller for this adventuring band. I do the writing, the recording, and editing for the podcast. Thanks, everybody!
Interrupting. Breaker 19. Breaker. Breaky break.
Smoky report!
All right, we've been here 20 minutes. We've heard vacuuming, munching,
dogs growling,
a spot on the critter's nose.
tornado sirens.
Yeah, let me tell you what happened last week. Can you hear me?
I do hear you.
How about Jessica and Tiffany? Can you hear me?
Yep.
We went to a place called Brentwood, and we got there at dusk, and the landlord's name is Reginald. We went to the library. By the fireplace was a feather and a bow and arrow with feathers that were blue. We checked on a journal that had hunting trips in it, and we found out that there's some dwarfs living near the town in some caves near the ocean, possibly the English Channel. We're not sure. We had tea, and somebody borrowed a cup.
Right. Somebody did.
Yeah, borrowed.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we'll call it.
The capital B.
Borrowed with no intention of bringing it back.
All right.
Exactly.
Then we went to the town. The town was Brentwood. We went to the town, and the bartender's name was Brent, B-R-E-N-T, Brent. We stayed at the inn near the church. The rooms were already paid for. Each room had a chamber pot. How disgusting. I hope there's a lid on it.
Minor correction. The innkeeper's name was Cedric.
That's what I was thinking.
I have Cedric written down, but I don't know why I wrote Brent. Oh, Brent equals Cedric. I'm not sure why I did that. Oh, I think somebody has a boyfriend named Brent, and you called him Cedric? No? Yes?
No. Not that I know of.
What?
That's what the notes say. I'm erasing his name.
The Snuggly Duckling!
Don't ever forget about
Snuggly Duckling, I have that written down right here.
Who's
Snuggly
that?
Duckling, see?
Uh-huh.
All right. We found out that there was trouble between the landlord, Lord Taylor White, and I found out who everybody's name is. Oscar store. We went to a drugstore.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot.
Apothecary.
I tried to say Jimmy's store, and then correction, his name is Oscar. Dang it! Oh wait.
We went to some kind of where the dead people live or die.
Crypt.
We went into the crypt, and we had to move a pot forward to open the door, and then we went down. We lit some torches and went down the hallway.
Indian English style.
And we're very close to where we were last week at the end of that. We found out some zombies were down there. We had to kill them.
Dispatch them.
Walking Dead style. And just without the gun.
Okay. And that brings us up to date. One zombie's dead and the other one is wounded. And there's one still walking.
Yeah, we finished last week as you guys knocked them down. They all ended up
All three
dying.
of them.
Yep, all 3 zombies died. So, let me, very quickly, I'll go ahead and do a ambiance thing. So, you guys are in the Brentwood Crypt. You just had to fight off 3 zombies. I think you went in, you went down the hall, you went down the stairs, into the darkness. Merlin took the torch off the front door to take it with you. He lit the sconces on the wall as you proceeded into the room that you're in now, where you found 3 zombies and the dead body of a squire. And you've just finished dispatching these zombies.
And we chopped off the squire's head just to make sure.
Oh yes, that is true. Asharis chopped off the squire's head to make sure. Did you guys... What do you want to do from here?
We should search the bodies. Did we
Did
do
you
that?
really chop off somebody's head?
Do you really think that zombies would have anything?
The squire might have something.
That's the thing.
You want to search the body, you're going to look through the zombies and the,
Squire.
and the squire. The squire is carrying a short sword.
We already have one of those.
He's got traveler's clothes. He has 2 shuriken.
What's a shuriken? Is that what you want? No.
He's got a small pouch with, we'll say, let's do it this way.
Hey guys.
25 copper, 3 silver, and 3 gold in it. The zombies, in their pockets of their various clothes, you find 6 silver, and I lost the other one of these things. There it is.
Alright.
33 and 4, 37 copper. You got all that?
I missed the silver on the first guy.
The first guy, I think it was...
Was it?
Oh no, that can't be right. That's the wrong one of those. It was this one. I think it was 6. Yes, it was 6.
Okay, so 3 gold, 6 silver, 25 copper. The zombies have 6 silver and 37.
Yes.
Did you write that down, Tiffany?
And
Huh?
Jessica.
Did you write that down?
Yeah.
And the squire has traveler's clothes, a red cloak, a short sword. He had the small pouch full of monies, and 2 shuriken.
For me.
What is a shuriken again?
It's one of them spinny pointed
You're just throwing
ninja stars.
Throw them at people. And hope that you hit them in the head and they die. So,
So, what do you want to
Can we
do
take
from
those
here?
I'm taking the shuriken. We all know. Little Miss Shuriken needs a shuriken. 2 shurikens.
Oh, also, Tiffy, roll me a d20 on your rolling device.
Your rolling device.
Can you read me who had the gold?
Hey,
Who had
7.
the gold?
There was some gold on the squire, and there was silver and copper on the zombies. And none of the zombies had any weapons or anything.
Oh, it was
What,
the
what?
squire who had the shuriken.
Yes.
So I rolled the d20. What now? 7.
What is it? Can you give me a... Let's see. I need a stat from you. I want to know... Let's go with history. Do you have history? And what's your intelligence
Oh, no, dear.
modifier?
None of these things
What?
are checked.
None of those things are checked, but what's your intelligence modifier?
Nothing.
You didn't chop off the dude's head.
Didn't.
because you don't know the zombies get back up.
I did it.
Oh, no.
I'm done.
No, and it's like, then
Jessica, I need you to roll a d20 for me.
14.
Okay, Jessica knows that you should chop off the dead guy's head.
What? Then chop off the dead guy's head!
So, Jessica, you can... Oh, sorry. Ghost Slinger. You can tell Asharis to chop off the dead guy's head. Or, actually, we'll say the real truth. You know he's not going to turn into a zombie, so you don't have to chop off his head.
Won't chop off his head. So long as he's not down the hall after us, that's all I care about.
Yeah, he's not going to get back up. He's not zombified.
So do we think he is one of the squires that went in there? One of the missing.
So, roll an investigation check.
Which one's that one?
D20.
Oh, hand me that little flashlight.
19.
Oh, was that 19? You very strongly suspect that he is one of the squires that went in there. And with a 19, I'm going to go ahead and take some liberties and say that as you are looking around the squire's body and investigating who he is, you happen to notice that there's blood leading to one of the other caskets in the room. There is blood on the floor. You remember the blood trail that led you into this room? There is blood on the floor leading to another casket, besides just the blood all over this dead body and the ichor from the zombies.
Finally, blood on my hands again. That's a rough room. So we should open it? Yes, we open it and then I cover my hands in blood.
You can't just jump straight to opening it. Are you going to go over to it and then open it?
How else would I open it? How else would we open it?
Alright, so who all is going to know about this? Asharis, you're the one that noticed the blood trail. Are you going to tell everybody, or are you just going to go over to it on your own?
You want to go? Alright, we shall take the ghost slinger.
So, role play it out. You found this thing.
Push! The lid.
No. Tell her that you found this blood trail and that you see it going over to this other coffin.
Let's just lead it to this coffin. We should go over and investigate. Come on, you've been working on your English accent all day. I'm not saying Japanese. I'm a ninja. What? You've been in England for a long enough time that you should have an English accent. There's a hint of it in my voice. Okay, fine. Okay, deal.
Okay, so you have to tell her, alright, let's go find out what's up with that coffin or something to that effect.
That way!
Close enough. So the two of you wander over to the coffin. Merlin is still investigating the dead squire, and the two of you wander over to the coffin, and roll me, both of you can roll me, another investigation check, actually. You picked up the gear. You looked at it anyway. I thought you would have written it down if you wanted it.
The shurikens. How much stuff can we carry, Derek?
Quite a bit. You guys are adventurers, so you've all got adventurers' backpacks and stuff, so you can carry a significant amount of stuff in there. You know, rations for days and all of your gear that you use for fighting and the various stuff that came with your background.
The red cloak. I don't know. Might come in handy. Why would that come in handy? I don't know. Maybe. Are we going up against some bull and we're going to sack him?
Well, maybe she's planning ahead for when it rains. Yep, roll d20 for both of you.
I got a 2.
A 2? That's no good.
Well, that's. Go ahead and let Ghost Slinger roll her d20 then. Do you have an intelligence score?
3.
Yes.
Bonus?
Ghost Slinger has
or
2
investigation?
and investigation.
Awesome. So she has a 12 then, and that's going to be good enough that as you're kind of approaching this coffin on the side of the room, you notice before you go to open it that it looks like there's large scratches all over it. Like, the zombies had been trying to get into
Weren't there
it.
scratches on the last coffin?
No, there were scratches on the floor by the door. Oh, and there was sword cuts into one of the caskets upstairs.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Open the door. Open the door.
Ghost Slinger, you're gonna try and open the casket, and I need you to roll a d20 strength check.
Well, she has +1 to strength.
So 13. You can't quite get the coffin lid on your own, but it kind of peeks up a little bit. It's not a wooden coffin. It's one of those big heavy stone mausoleum caskets. So I don't want to feed it to you, but Jessica does have an item in her backpack that might help.
The crowbar!
Yes, the crowbar.
Let's use the crowbar! Let's use the crowbar!
Asharis grabs the crowbar off of off of Ghost Slinger's backpack, because I'm going to assume it's one of those, like, underslung utensils. And she gets on the other side of the casket and wedges the crowbar into it. And make me a strength check with 2d20s, take the higher.
10. I have 1 to strength and athletics. Does that help? Yes.
You rolled a 10? Ghost Slinger, are you going to try and help her open the coffin lid? Okay, roll another d20. And I'm going to lower the difficulty.
We're never going to get this thing open. 18!
Yeah! With Ghost Slinger's help, the coffin lid slowly kind of grinds its way across the top of the sarcophagus and
Just
drops
like
off
in-
the other side. And what do you want to do?
Why can't we look inside? We're going to investigate what interior it hides.
Okay. So, 2 heads look over the top of this giant sarcophagus coffin on the side of the room. And as your heads peek over the top and you look inside, someone screams.
Benji, is that you? Where's the sound effect? I was telling you. Describe.
Inside, you find the second squire.
Oh, no.
And what do as he's screaming at you? This is very fast. He's afraid you're going to kill him, that the
he's
zombies
alive?
finally come to get him.
I thought it was.
Yeah, he screamed.
I thought we were screaming.
We're gonna tell him it's okay. It's okay. Maybe I'll use my red cloak to put over his head to calm him. That will not be.
Should I make a suffocation check?
Suffocate. It's like a canary bird, it's in the cage, and you put and it calms down.
So, Asharis throws her new cloak over the top of the coffin, and now you hear muffled screaming from inside the coffin.
My God. Just talk to him.
Ghost Slinger, do you want to do anything to try and calm him down?
Fine. You don't have to scream at me.
We're here to save you.
Well, thank the Lord. I didn't think I was going to get out of that one. I never expected anybody was going to come down here after us. There were so many skeletons and zombies. We weren't going to make it. I got wounded in the hallway back there, and when we got down to this room, we were just overrun with zombies, and if it wasn't for Conway put me in here and closed the casket lid so that they wouldn't be able to get me. But did he make it out? Did he go get you? Is that why you're here?
You gotta be gentle about these things. He just survived and his buddy didn't. Now you.
He starts crying. He's just weeping at the news that Conway didn't make it out of the crypt.
At least you saved your life.
What's his name, actually?
He didn't go down in vain.
Oh, I'm John. Me and Conway were sent from the Lord White's guard to come and clear the crypt, but the two of us, we're only squires. We were no match for what was in here. Actually, whoa! Did you clear the crypt? Is there
What
anything
else
left?
have you seen?
Just as he starts to exclaim that they were sent to clear the crypt, he inquires whether or not you guys managed to clear it, and whether or not you've dealt with everything. A glow emanates from the corner furthest from where you are. He sits up bolt upright in the coffin. He's been in there for probably 3 days, and he doesn't look great, but when the glow comes up, he just sits bolt upright and he says, "Oh no, not again."
So he just sat straight up.
So, I'm assume the three of you look across the room to see what's glowing, and there's a small statuette in the corner with a pendant around its neck that's glowing green. And 3 green tendrils of energy are kind of
wobbling.
tentacling, wibbly-wobbling their way out into the room to 3 more coffins in the room. And when they touch the coffins, the energy kind of makes its way around the crack that is the lid and disappears into each one of these coffins.
Yeah, I think
We have 3 more zombies to deal with.
And apparently I'm almost dead.
Pause for a moment.
Dead. Apparently has 2 is her current
Slinger.
hit points.
No, don't overwrite 2. What was it on her old sheet?
2. I don't know.
It says it's really 2?
Hit points are 15.
I don't remember her taking that much damage. That's the thing. I don't remember her getting hit. Yeah, put her at 15. I think the only one who got hit was Asharis. Because you're worrying me. If I made you that close to dead, I wouldn't have put you straight into another fight. So yeah, put her back at 15,
Yeah,
and I
I'm
think
down to
Asharis, you
15.
took 3? Okay. These caskets, the lids, around the crack of the lids, you see green glowing go in, and then it gets dark. In fact, the room gets ghostly dark. The torch that Merlin is holding dims down to the point where it's just barely on, and a kind of a rustling starts inside these coffins, and the lids on top, the big stone lids, start to shudder and shake, and they're clambering around, and then all of a sudden, boom! And they explode off the top of the coffins, and 3 skeletons are standing inside, or 1 skeleton inside each one of these 3 caskets is standing there holding a nasty-looking, I want to say cutlass? Turn to page 272 to continue your adventure. Yeah, we'll call them cutlasses. They look like cutlasses. Alright, what do you guys do? Roll initiative! Merlin, do you happen to know what your initiative modifier is from your sheet?
Everything is a D20 now.
It is a D20.
We're going to the tournament! Woo! I roll a 10. 4.
What's your modifier? So you get a 14.
Roll the dice. 7.
What did Ghostslinger roll?
3 for initiative.
Okay. Gotta roll some numbers. Uh-oh. That's...
When he goes up.
1.
Let's see. One's got a red bandana. Let's say another one has got a big chunk out of his head. It's just the bone is missing. Uh-oh. And then one more. Alright, good. And the last one leg shorter than the other.
How does it walk then?
With a limp.
Well, you'll have to wait for its turn to find out.
A lumbering walk. It's like
So, write down some numbers.
the zombies in a Thriller. This is Thriller!
Here it is. I'll try to be better next time about having this done ahead of time. So, the skeleton with the red bandana comes shooting out of its coffin with frightening speed. And he runs at, let's say, the closest person's gonna be Merlin. So he runs at Merlin. And I believe Merlin cast Mage Armor last time, before we went down into the crypt. So he's gonna run at Merlin, and he is going to swipe at Merlin with his...
I have a shield plus
cutlass.
5.
Well, your armor class is normally an 11 because you are a wizard, but you cast mage armor, which is, because I'm playing special, this is homebrew stuff, because I'm playing special, it is your 13 plus your constitution modifier. So your constitution modifier is on the front page on the left-hand side. Plus 2. It is plus 2, so that's a 15. And this dude gets plus 4 to hit, so he rolled a 10, which is not good enough. So he tries to swipe at you, but you deftly step to the side, and his cutlass stabs into the wall near you. Well, I guess it's a stone wall. It stabs at the wall and kind of just clanks off of it. And then the next skeleton, who isn't quite as fast as the red bandana skeleton, is the guy with the hole in his head. And the guy with the hole in his head, he's going to charge at, let's see, this is... And then this one is going to go for... I'm going to say that since Asharis was on the top of the casket, she would be the furthest away from them, so it's going to go after Ghost Slinger. And it's going to swipe at you with... Ooh, actually...
Hmm?
Yeah, we'll do that. Instead, he's got his short bow pulled out, and he's got an arrow aimed right at Ghost Slinger. Is a 14 good enough? What's Ghost Slinger's armor class? Oh no, a 14 is good enough! Let me see.
But it says leather armor. Oh, no.
Ooh. It is 5 damage. So just barely, Ghost Slinger doesn't manage to get out of the way of this bolt that comes shooting out of this short bow, and it gouges her in the leg.
Ouch! Wait, no. Wait, I need the sound effect. I need the sound effect.
We can't go on.
And next up is going to be Asharis' turn.
Okay.
So what is Asharis going to do after seeing one of these things stab at Merlin in the far corner, and another one shoot a bow at Ghost Slinger, and Ghost Slinger's bleeding. I'm going to say pretty good, because I think that's about a third of her health.
Okay, sound effect. You gotta turn it up or they can't hear it. And put it closer to... Okay, here.
Oh, I heard that.
No.
Alright. So what's Asharis gonna do?
Yeah, you just got an arrow stuck in
So
place.
you have a health potion, so I'm gonna let you just deal with it. Deal with it? Yeah.
Oh, and I like the idea that in your turn, you are allowed to make perception checks, you're allowed to make history checks to see if you know about monsters. It's all things that you could, instantaneously know as you're sizing up the situation. And you can also say a sentence, and the character can say a sentence back. So, you could say, Ghost Slinger, are you okay? And then she could say, yeah, I'll manage. It's not that bad.
No. Whatever, I'd have to deal with it anyways. I don't care. So, let's see.
I've got medicine.
Do we know what kind of, well, I guess I only have piercing.
Roll me
Well,
a
I'm trying to
d20.
decide which weapons to use. I've got the long bow. Okay, roll me a d20. I got 13.
Roll me a d20. Give me, let's see, that's going to be, let's go with, let's say that's a history check. Are you no good at history? So you got a 13?
I don't have history.
And your intelligence is flat? It's a 0? Okay, so you got a 13. With a 13, I'm going to tell you that skeletons, you know from history that skeletons are immune to poison.
They're immune.
Oh, I mean, well, yeah.
They're immune to poison.
Oh, that
Alright.
doesn't help at all.
Now you can decide what weapon you want to use. I'm sorry. You're not very good at knowing things just automatically. Actually, these aren't super hard monsters. Okay. I will go ahead, because, you rolled a 13. It's pretty good. It's not quite, like a 15, but I'll give it to you anyway. You also know that skeletons are very frail, so they don't like being
I don't
hit
have any
with
blunt
blunt
objects. What about
objects.
you?
What does blunt mean?
Not sharp. Like you'd hit him with a hammer or, yeah.
Or,
Are we
crowbar.
saying a hammer? You have a hammer.
And
Yeah, and
Oh.
she's vibing.
She's got stuff.
Look, right there.
it's like,
Can I grab her hammer?
You see this right here?
No,
Look.
I hand you the hammer.
Look at this. Look, what's that?
It's
right
the
there?
puppy cloud. Take the hammer.
You see that?
Give me the hammer. Take the
Oh,
hammer.
here.
I'm gonna go ahead and say that taking the hammer is gonna be a bonus action, so you can just do it. No, it's not your full action. You can grab the hammer, and you still have your movement, so you can get to any of the three skeletons in the room with your movement, because this room isn't super huge. Because you can move, I think, 30, so you can get to any one of them that you want to,
Right.
and
Going by
go wail on
ghost
them with a hammer.
slinger.
You didn't come to Ghost Slinger, it just shot at her.
Yeah.
He's in the far...
That one.
Okay. Go get him. So you're gonna run across the room, go hit this skeleton
Now he's gonna have
that's
two
got a
legs.
hole in his head
Hit him.
with a hammer. Might have had it happen once before.
D20.
So roll me a d20.
16.
16. A 16?
We smashed.
Well, that's gonna be plenty good enough. So, you definitely make contact with him with the hammer. I'm gonna go ahead and say that a hammer is not a standard weapon. Like, it's not a warhammer, but I'm gonna say it's a improvised weapon, and it's similar enough. You can have your proficiency bonus, as well as... Actually, I'm not... And you'll get strength. It's not gonna be a finesse
I have a
weapon.
strength
So if you have a strength bonus, you'll get that too. What is it?
1.
So roll me 2d4 plus 1.
What do you want? The total? 3. Plus
Yeah.
1 is 4.
Oh, okay. That's a 4. Alright. You run over to this thing with your hammer that you take very quickly out of Ghost Slinger's bag, and you run over to it and you go to wail on it, and it gets out of the way, so you don't get it super good, but you knock off 3 of his ribs.
Decent. That's good.
Let's see. Then next in the order is going to be the skeleton that he's going to also draw his cutlass, charge over to Sharis,
I'm gonna hit it again. And just imagine.
and he's actually, I say he's gonna run. He's gonna hobble because he's got a short leg, so it's kind of clickety clackety as you hear him coming across the thing. It's a little bit. Merlin sees it. It's a little bit funny, but he's gonna take a swing at Sharis. And he's gonna hit because that's
You sank my
14
battleship.
plus 4. So that's a 9. That's a 18, and that's not bad.
I'm
You
down to 10
take
too, Jeff.
4 damage. So let's say this skeleton that's kind of stumpy on one side hobbles over, and he makes a swing at you and cuts through your fancy new red cloak. You know what? Oh, well, perfect. That's fine. Gets kind of into just across your shoulder blade because you were focused in on the one that you were wailing on with a hammer.
Hasn't he seen,
and next
movies and
up-
stuff? When you mess up the guy's glasses, he takes you down. It's but a flesh wound.
All right. Next up is Ghost Slinger. Ghost Slinger, what do you want to do?
I haven't become very effective with the hammer, just so you know. Can I take my hammer back?
Actually, I guess, Asharis, did you drop the crowbar when you took the hammer, or
Get the crowbar back to Tuska!
what did you do?
Well,
Well, did you drop it, or is it still stuck in the on the top of the casket?
after the hammer.
Oh, now you're making that bonus action a lot more complicated.
Just let it happen.
This all had to happen in 6 seconds, you know.
Appeasing God.
Alright, I'll let it happen. Jessica, you have a Ghostslinger, you have a crowbar in your hand. Oh, roll me a d20 to find out if you know what Asharis knows about skeletons.
Wait, let me fix this.
I had to roll again.
It's 2, you're gonna roll it again? Is that what I'm hearing?
It was 2 d20s. And I got 18.
Oh, okay, it was 2 d20s. I understand.
Yes.
You got a 16? 18? Well, do you have an intelligence bonus on your sheet where it says intelligence? Does it say plus something? So that's a 20. Yes. Do you have a dot filled in next to history?
22.
Plus 2 more. That's a 22. Let me just peruse here for a second. You know that skeletons don't like being bludgeoned with blunt objects because they are frail and can shatter apart. You know that they are immune to poison, and they are also immune to exhaustion. You know that they see very well in the dark, and you know that skeletons are animated by dark magic. They heed the summons of evil spellcasters who call them from their stony tombs. So, what do you want to do? You've got a blunt object in your hand and a skeleton across the room that just shot you with an arrow. Okay, so Ghostslinger is going to charge across the room and go get the one that shot her with an arrow. So you're going to move your full 30 feet to get to the one that shot at you, and then you're going to wail on him. Roll me a d20.
8.
Plus your strength bonus. Oh no, that's a 9. Plus 2 for your proficiency. We're gonna say that's an 11. So this bony skeleton man, he was on guard because he shot at you and he saw you staring back at him. He knew you were gonna come for him. And he's going to, I'm going to say that he kind of dodges out of the way off of the top of the coffin that he's in and drops back down behind it.
He's a smart skeleton?
And gets out of the way of your attack. Well, they are somewhat intelligent. They're not super stupid, but they're not very smart either. So, after Shortleg and Ghostslinger, it is Merlin's turn, and Merlin, you have a skeleton next to you, which means you're going to have disadvantage on doing ranged spell attacks. Yes, but what it will do is it will obscure the entire room, and there's 2 ways that can be interpreted. Either everyone gets disadvantage, because you will all be within it, or no one gets disadvantage because no one can see anybody, so they can't defend themselves, and you can't see them, so you can't strike at them very well. So it would be advantage and disadvantage, so it would cancel out.
Merge armor. And today I have feather fall, which is not going to help me any. Magic hand. Magic.
Yes.
Hit him on the head with
use your mage hand to do something. Well, it would only do 5 pounds of hand. So you also have Flame Bolt, which you can roll, but you'll have disadvantage because he's right next to you. Or you can move away from him, which will mean that he will get to strike at you again, but then you can cast it without somebody next to you, so you won't have disadvantage.
I'll move and use the magic missile on him next.
Okay, so you're going to try and move away. Are you going to move towards the rest of the party, or are you going to move away from the other skeletons? Because they're right on top of the other skeletons.
Away from them.
Yeah. Okay, so you're gonna go maybe catty corner to the other corner where no skeletons are? Alright. So Merlin's gonna try and go away, and this skeleton is gonna swipe at Merlin. And as you do, his cutlass does manage to get into you, and it will do 4 damage. Oh wait, actually, sorry. You have mage armor up, so that's 14 plus 4, that's an 18. You have a 15. If you have shield equipped today, you can cast shield as a reaction.
Shield plus 5.
And still get away. Okay, so you'll have to cast the level 1 spell shield, which will block the damage from happening.
Well, what do you want me to do?
And you'll get away. Oh, it's up to you. Do you want to cast shield in order to negate the damage, or would you rather save the spell slot for later when you're almost dead and then use shield? So you'll take 4 damage if you don't cast it, but you haven't taken a hit yet. Okay, so you get hit and take 4 damage, so you'll want to write that down on your sheet. But you move across the room successfully. You're kind of grabbing onto your arm a little bit, but you can still do any of your ranged spells now. So you could cast Magic Missile, or you could throw a Firebolt at the one that just hit you.
I don't know what a Firebolt would do
to
a skeleton, so...
Actually, let me roll you a d20. Let's see, that's a 9, plus you have a good intelligence modifier. Yours is plus 3, so that's 12, plus 2, 14. I'm going to say that you know that they are not vulnerable to fire, but they also will take normal damage from it. They don't have any immunity to fire, or force, or any of your magical abilities. They'll all hit them equally hard.
Magic Missile. Let's do that. Blow him up.
Okay. You can cast Magic Missile. Magic Missile, you don't have to roll to hit. It just happens. Where do you want to send those magic darts? You get 3 of them. It's a d4 plus 1 for each dart. You can send multiples, or you can fling them at enemies one at a time and see if they die. The only one who's been hit is the one that shot Ghostslinger in the leg.
Let's shoot at the guy that hit me. Yeah, let's go all 3 of them.
Okay. All 3 of them? Let's see, that's 6 and 8. Not the greatest rolls, sorry. But he takes 8 damage, so the red bandana skeleton takes 8 damage, and he doesn't look very good. He kind of slumps down a little bit, and kind of part of his torso crumbles away into dust as the force from these 3 magic darts pound into him.
You just got back.
No, I heard it.
Actually, I led you astray there. Technically, those magic darts, it wouldn't have mattered if you had disadvantage. You could have stayed standing right next to him. But now he'll have to move to come and get you. Because that's kind of the point of Magic Missile, is that it doesn't matter if you have disadvantage or not when you use it. So after Merlin, last in our initiative order, is our poor buddy John in the coffin, where he's been hiding for 3 days.
Yeah.
I almost did. But he is going to hop up out of the coffin and charge over at this one in the corner that he saw strike Merlin. He is going to pull out... Well, actually, maybe he's not going to, because there's no way that he could have fit a spear in the coffin. He'll run over to Merlin to help protect Merlin and pull out a short bow. He will fire at the one that Merlin just shot at. And I need a d20. He shouts, "Don't worry, Merlin." Or, I guess he doesn't know your name. "Don't worry, wizard. I'll protect you." And he rolls a plus 3 to hit. 12. He rolls a 15, which beats the armor class on this bone boy. Yep. And he gets... dang it. 3 more damage against this skeleton. That puts this dude looking very terrible. He's got an arrow sticking out of the side of his skull and hobbles down onto one knee. I keep trying to write this down and then screwing it up. So, with that, it is the skeleton's turn. So these big scary skeletons, spooky scary skeletons that they are, it is the one with the red bandana who just slumped down onto his knee. He kind of looks up towards John. You see red glow in the eye sockets of this skeleton as he barrels across the room and charges into John. 11 plus...
John doesn't deserve to die.
11 plus 4 is a 15. And John is invigorated by having the three of you come down to save him. He grabs the skeleton as the skeleton charges into his torso and just stops him dead in his tracks.
Wait. Never mind.
Next up is the skeleton with the hole in his head. He's on the other side of the coffin from Asharis and Ghostslinger, and he will jump back up onto the coffin and triumphantly swing, I guess let's say arrogantly swing his cutlass at, or actually no, he was carrying a short bow. So he's gonna drop his short bow and pull out his, or I guess he'll put away his short bow and pull out his short sword, and he'll just stay on the other side of the coffin, because that's his whole turn. And then he will... What sound can dead skeletons make? You hear a cackling. And then it is Asharis' turn. What's Asharis gonna do?
There's one almost dead, sounds like. Have any of the other ones been hit?
The one with the hole in his head, he took damage from you, actually. You whacked on him.
Okay, and the other ones are close to you guys? Well, I think we're going to hit the one with the hole in his head again.
I'm gonna go ahead and suggest, because you're a two-handed fighter, that attacking with a single hammer is probably not the way you could do the most damage to him. Okay.
So what is it?
Go ahead.
4?
Roll your attack. No, you have to hit him first. It's a D20 to hit him.
D20.
And you have to hit with both weapons independently. The first one will hit, and go ahead and roll the second one as well. Alright, 10. Plus your dexterity modifier, plus your proficiency.
And dexterity is 4, so 16 total.
Both of those will hit then. It's going to be the damage stat for the weapon, plus your dexterity modifier for the first one, and then just the damage stat for the second one. Or no, wait, you took that thing, didn't you? That gives you the dexterity modifier for both. You took the thing that gives you the damage modifier for both your main hand and your offhand weapon, didn't you? I thought that was one of the things you picked for when you were building your character. Instead of taking defense, you took extra offense.
Plus dex times 2?
Yes, you did. So you get...
yes, 1d6.
What's your short sword? A d6? Okay, so roll the first one. It's a d6 plus your dex modifier.
So 5 total.
Alright. And then roll the next one. It's another d6 plus your dex modifier.
7.
So... describe what it looks like as you turn this bony skeleton into bone meal.
One sword into his skull, and the other
Skeleton into bone
across
meal.
his chest.
Genji, is that you?
Slicing into his ribs and spine. And then we say, "Nyeh!" It will kill.
Nyeh.
Okay. Asharis, after you is Ghostslinger. Ghostslinger, what do you want to do? There's a really bad-off-looking skeleton over by Merlin, and there's one that's kind of hobbly right next to Asharis. All right?
And this one, where is that on the darn calculator?
Wait, what just happened?
Yeah, thanks,
What are
Dad.
they doing over there?
He sent me a screen capture with my mouth open.
Jessica, am I out of focus? Jessica, you still know how to talk or what? Am I out of focus? What?
I can't.
She's out of focus. When I'm looking at her, she's out of
No,
focus.
you're not out of focus.
Blurry is different than a focus?
No, she's blurry. There's a difference. Yes, it's compressing the data stream so that you can hear her clearly
I can
instead
live
of
with that.
putting the video through because their internet's slow. So, Ghostslinger, you're gonna run over to this short-legged hobbly guy, and what are you gonna do?
He's a skeleton.
Can I try and hit one of his legs off?
So you've got the crowbar in one hand, and you attacked with that last time. But you saw how good Asharis did when she dropped the hammer and just used her regular weapons. Do you want to do the same thing? Okay. Roll me an attack. It's a d20 plus your dexterity.
You're killing me, Small.
I'm sorry.
What does it say?
So, I got
What does it say, Jessica?
plus 3.
Okay. That is gonna hit.
Yes.
So, your first one's your short sword, right? So roll a d6 plus your dexterity modifier.
5
for
plus
damages.
3. So,
Ooh. This skeleton is going to stumble backwards as you make your attack with your second weapon. So go ahead and roll another d20 plus your dexterity modifier.
what?
Jessica, what was your d20 plus your dexterity modifier for your second weapon?
Roll a d20. D20 is 6.
Plus 3.
I think it's amazing we're all three on the same picture.
6 plus 3 is a 9. And when he stumbles backwards, he gets away from the dagger in your offhand, and you don't quite contact with him. After Ghost Slinger, it's the short leg's turn. Because I don't think he had a turn yet. Right? I think I messed that up. He was supposed to go first. Oh well. You just whacked him, so he's gonna turn around and he's gonna whack you right back. And he's gonna roll a 15 plus 4. That's a 19. I'm pretty sure that gets you. That gets you? So he's gonna do, with his cutlass.
Dying.
Ooh, that's pretty hard. You're gonna take, what did you take before? You took 5? You're gonna take
I'm at 4
6
You're killing me.
more damage. So he kind of bounces back from having taken a really big hit from you. You did 8 damage to him, and he turns around and he swipes across your chest, and you don't manage to get out of the way in time. And I don't want to play your character for you,
No,
but I'm going to
that
assume
Genji
you kind of fall
absolutely-
backwards a little bit too.
Like-
Oh, it's the being blown up? Okay. And then after Mr. Shortleg whacks at Ghostslinger, it's Merlin's turn. And Merlin, you are standing next to John, who is kind of still holding on to the red bandana skeleton, who I skipped in the order for some reason.
Okay.
And it's your turn. Or no, maybe I didn't. We've just taken a while to go around this time.
I've got a shield of +5, plus I have the magic missile and mage armor. Can I throw the darts again, or is it only one time?
You can... Let me look here real quick. I'm going to roll a d20. Ooh, that's not great. It still would be a 10. You know that both of these guys are looking pretty bad, so if you were to do the magic missiles,
Let me
you
try
might
that.
be able to take both of them out.
I also have medicine.
Alright, let me look. You have 3 level 1
Yesterday.
spell slots a day. Did you use magic missiles last time?
Oh, it's the same day?
Well, it's the same day.
I can only do it once a day?
Yeah, because you guys were still in the same place. So you used it... No, you used it fighting the zombies, and you've used it once fighting these guys. If you use it one more time, that'll be all you can for the day. So you know both of these guys are looking pretty bad, and Asharis is right next to Ghostslinger, and she can probably handle the one that's next to her. If you take out the one that's on John, you won't have to use that last spell slot. Because if you use it, you won't have your shield ability until you rest for 8 hours.
Okay, let's do that.
Yeah, they all pull from the same 3 spell slots. Okay, so John's got the one, like, right on him. You could kill the one that is next to Ghostslinger that just did a bunch of damage to her.
Well, will John be okay if I kill
It's up to you. Who do you want to help, Ghostslinger or John? John took some damage, but he seems like he's perfectly fine
Let's kill the other one.
since he just stopped that one from running across the room at you.
Oh, don't say that. Terrible.
Oh no. Well, you rolled a 3. So you go to throw a firebolt, I'm gonna assume that's what you were gonna do, across the room at the hobbling skeleton with the short leg. 3 plus, I think your bonus is 5. So you don't hit your friends, but it kind of fizzles out without doing any damage. Just leaves a black scorch mark on the wall behind your friends in the corner. And then it's John's turn. And John is going to take this skeleton that he's holding, and he's going to... I'm going to say that he's going to try to body slam him into the ground. Oh, that's a nat 1! Ooh! Well, he tries to body slam the skeleton in the ground, and the skeleton slips out of his hold and is standing while John is prone. So prone means he's on the floor, and attacks against him will have advantage. And then we go back to... Let's see, I stopped keeping track. He's dead. He's by that one, and he's still there. So the skeleton who just slipped out of John's hands is the one wearing the red bandana, and now he has a choice to make. He's either going to go after Merlin, who's standing right there undefended now, or he's going to attack John, who's on the floor prone. So I'm going to make a decision. Okay, he's going to go after John. Ooh, that's not going to do it. Ooh, but that will. 14 plus 4, he stabs at John with his cutlass and does 2 damage. So John takes 2. Next up is Asharis, and you're looking at a skeleton with a short, stubbly leg next to your good friend, Ghostslinger, and Ghostslinger's not looking so hot after the last hit she took.
How many spells can I use a day?
Well, you'll have to look on the 3rd page of your character handout. You know, I'm going to roll a die for you, Tippy. 18 plus... You said your intelligence is flat, right? Alright, so I'm just going to give you 18. With an 18, you know that this dude is looking pretty bad. You might be able to finish him off and then tend to her wounds. So you step around Ghostslinger and kind of try to put yourself between her and this short-legged hobbly man and roll me some dice. D20 plus your dexterity modifier plus your proficiency.
Plus proficiency is 10.
A 10? Well, your main hand misses. This little hobbly dude kind of catches you off guard because he's so weird in the way that he moves. You don't manage to make contact with him. Roll me another one for your offhand. No, a D20 plus your dexterity plus your proficiency.
12.
You very narrowly miss him, and you force him out of his position and firmly get between him and Ghostslinger, who's kind of hunched back behind you. She's not dying. Next in the order is gonna be Mr. Shortlegs. Oh, actually, no, it's not. Oh, yes, it is. It's gonna be Mr. Shortlegs next. So, Mr. Shortlegs, you kind of see that same glowing red look from the empty skeleton eye sockets, and he swings his short sword at you. And he misses thoroughly. He very narrowly dodges, stabbing himself in his short leg as he swipes at you. And then it's Ghostslinger's turn. Ghostslinger, what do you want to do? You've got Asharis kind of standing over you, protecting you from the skeleton, who just hurt you pretty bad. Alright, that's what I like to hear. Fight like you mean it. So, you're going to... What are you going to do? Do you want to work your way around Asharis and go after this skeleton that hurt you? Okay, roll me some dice. Oh, and what are you going to say to Asharis as you, barge past her to go kill this thing?
I got this, fool.
Okay.
Get out. Okay. Oh.
So, roll me a d20.
Wait, no, it stopped working.
What's that?
Okay. 15.
15. That'll do it. Roll me a d6 plus your dexterity modifier.
4 plus 3.
4 plus 3. What is that?
7.
7. 7. 7!
7.
Okay. Well, he only had 5 health left. So how do you dice up the short-legged, scrawny man?
And hit him in the head once.
Alright, so you kind of barge past Asharis and says, "Revenge!" And you swipe across his legs, and in one clean sweep, you separate his top from his bottom. Then,
No.
it's gonna be Merlin's turn. You want to, let's see, Red Bandana Man swiped at the guy on the ground. So technically he's got his back to you, and you can throw another firebolt at him, or you could whack him with your staff. If you use both hands on the staff, it is a... Let's see, actually, you probably were best equipped to deal with the knowledge that they don't like being bluntly hit. It would be 1d8 bludgeoning damage plus your strength modifier, which would be -1, but because it's a bludgeoning weapon, you know that they're vulnerable to that, so you get to roll 2d8 -1. Alright, so we're gonna roll a d20 to hit him. That's gonna be the hard part, is gonna be hitting him.
Don't tell me.
You go to hit him, and you slip on some mold in the corner or something? Let's say there's some mold in the corner. Oh, there's cobwebs. There's cobwebs in the corner of the crypt, and you slip on the cobwebs and completely miss your target. So last is going to be John on the floor, and he's going to get up, and what did I say? I said he had a bow with him, and he couldn't have a spear. So he's gonna pull out a short sword. After having fallen on the ground, he's gonna leave his bow there, and he's gonna pull out a short sword, and he's gonna take a swipe at this skeleton that's in front of him. Man, you remember how my rolls were great last time? The skeleton kind of jumps back out of the way, then turns around, and takes a swipe right back at John.
Oh, no.
And he stabs himself in the leg for 1 damage. That makes it Asharis' turn. Asharis, you can see over on the other side of the room, John is having some trouble finishing off this last skeleton. What are you going to do about it? Keeping in mind, you've got a pair of short swords in your hand, and you can't change to your short bow to shoot him in one turn. You'd have to wait till next turn to do that. But you can get over to him and just wail on him if you want.
D20.
Alright, so roll me a d20 for the first one.
We rolled a 9.
Plus your dexterity modifier, plus proficiency. With a 15, you hit him. So, would you like to describe him as you run across the room?
Somersaulting backflips, and then wipe his legs off and then his head. And then the skeleton just rumbles to the... Pretty good.
I love it. It's a beautiful description.
It goes, wait.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Alright, so that's the last skeleton.
Oh,
Okay, it goes. And somewhere deep within you, Crypt, from inside one of the coffins, you hear a guy go, K.O. Now, these 3 bony bags just came out of these coffins after this thing in the corner that was glowing spewed some magical tendrils out of it. What do you want to do now? Of course, keeping in mind that Ghost Slinger is not looking so hot.
Go to bed,
So, whose turn is it? Is it my turn? Can I do something? Okay, so I will use my...
No, you're out of initiative order. You can all do anything you want.
To save Ghost
to have you visit, you know. Good night, honey. Last night I was so close. I knew you were here last night.
Night,
so
Grandma.
I wanted to get up and make biscuits this morning. Then I realized you weren't really here. That's quite all right. I'll see you one of these days. Good night.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah. Oh. Good night, kids.
Yeah, I'll be back before you know it. Alright, so Asharis starts tending to Ghost Slinger's wounds. How much did you heal her for?
1d plus result. What is it talking about? A spell slot of level 2.
So on your character sheet, on the third page, there are the spells you have. One of them is Cure Wounds. The other one, I think, is Animal Companion. And when you level up, you will have some more spell slots at your disposal, and they will be of different levels.
So I don't have that.
So higher level spells have more power.
So I gotta roll.
Nope, not right now.
1d8
You're only
plus
level 2
spell
yourself.
casting
You do not know any
ability.
level 2 spells. Yes, which yours
I don't know. What is your spell
is
casting?
probably not intelligence. Is it charisma? So go to the third page, and it should say Ranger
This
/
is-
something.
Spell attack bonus.
And hopefully it doesn't say spellcasting ability. Where it says next to spell attack
Different
bonus on the
spells
far
total?
left. What does it say in that first box?
Spell save DC.
Nope. Further.
There's nothing over there.
Nope, that's the wrong direction. To the far left.
No.
It doesn't say anything. It's not filled in at all where it
It
says
says Ranger
spellcasting
/
class
wizard.
/ ability. It's blank. Ranger / wizard? That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
No, it said whiz, doesn't it? It says W-I-Z, Tiffy. Yeah, whiz means wisdom. So, it's
We don't
whatever
have
your
intelligence
wisdom
or
is.
wisdom around here.
Whatever the plus is on your wisdom, not wizard.
So,
No, I think you've got some wisdom if that's your spellcasting modifier. It's probably, what, a +2?
so we get 6.
Okay, so it's a 1d8 plus 2. That's not bad.
10.
So you get back 6
I got
health
it.
points,
That's where I am.
Ghost Slinger.
10.
Alright. Now, as you're tending
no.
to Ghost Slinger, in the corner with that small statuette where the mysterious magic tendrils came from,
We
you
should
still
go
see
put
a
the cloak
faint
over it.
pulsing
That's
light.
not gonna help. Well, you should a history check to see if you know anything.
So let me look here in my notes.
Because you have more intelligence in history than I do. Don't keep. I'm asking.
So,
I'm telling
Who are
the
you
baby.
asking, and
Ghost
how are you
Slinger.
asking this question? No. You are telling her that. I know that. What is Ashara saying to Ghost
Boy,
Slinger?
you intelligent.
Or Merlin, who is
You
also an
should
intelligence-based
about
wizard
that
with history.
pulsing green thing over there.
And John's going to pipe up, oh yes, it would be great if someone knew something about that thing in the corner. I don't know what it is, but it
That's
sure
the
looks
thing.
evil.
Skeletons work.
Spawn demons. Yep.
Okay.
Okay, Merlin, I'm gonna have you make a history check. Actually, I'm gonna have you make an Arcana check on the scariest thing in the room. And I'm gonna say, as you're looking at it from across the room, you can faintly hear a ghostly wail that you can't really pinpoint where it's coming from. Oh man, you rolled a nat 20 on your Arcana check. So I'm gonna say that you know that that's not a thing to mess with. But you also know that you need to clear this crypt of evil influence. So you know you don't want to go near it because it's glowy and scary.
Why can't we destroy
What
it?
are you gonna do? And what are you gonna tell the rest of the party?
Not a good idea.
What's not a good idea? You can play this out for me. Merlin, you know that this thing is full of radiating evil energy and you don't want to go near it.
Magic missile that I can shoot that always hits the target. Plus, what do I have that goes 30 feet? Fire, 120 feet, firebolt. And this
Your firebolt goes 120 feet. Okay, so I want you to describe for me how you're going to go about what you're about to do. Are you going
I'm
to
gonna
tell
tell them
them
first because
what you know about
something
it, or are
should
you just going
might
to
get
go
killed.
throw a firebolt at it?
Stay away from it.
Okay, so what are you going to
Let's get out
tell
of
them?
here. If this firebolt doesn't work, let's leave the area while we can.
But you know that you can deal with it. You're a strong enough wizard to deal with this kind of evil energy.
Oh,
And you've been tasked
last
with
chance?
clearing this crypt of this evil. So, well, it's not your last chance, but you have a strong feeling
Okay.
that if you don't
And
deal
you
with
think it's a
it,
little weak?
things will be harder the next time.
Okay.
You did just defeat a lot of its minions. So, Merlin is standing in the middle of the room as Asharis is telling telling him to go see if he can figure out what the glowing thing in the corner is. And Merlin looks at it from across the room, and his hand conjures a bolt of flame, and he says, I'm going to put words in your mouth here. He says, "That is an artifact of evil power.
Yeah.
No one go near it. I'm going to deal with this." And roll me a d20.
What about a 2d6?
Let's see. That's a 5. Plus, what's your attack bonus? Let's see. Your spell attack bonus is 5. That's going to get you to 10. It's a stationary object in a room. I'm going to say that hits it. So, you reel back and you throw this firebolt at it, and you just manage to hit it. But as you do, you hear a blood-curdling screech from within the wall. Or, I guess, from within that corner. You can just hear it. It just radiates out of that corner from and it goes all throughout the room. The entire crypt resounds. It's so loud you think they can hear it all the way back in town. And when the fire dies down, you see extremely pronounced crack across this dark gem's surface that's just resonating with that same bright green glow. And it's 8:30, so do you guys want to continue?
Are we going to leave it
or
right
do you
there
want to call it for the night? Yeah, we could call it right there and just come back to having cracked this evil gem, or we could continue through to clear the rest of the dungeon. Or crypt.
Tune in next week. I'm doing it.
We can call it there. As the scream dies down, John's going to grab onto his short sword real tight and be like, "Hang on, everybody. It might not be over yet."
After the fire, I should have thrown some water on it.
And that's what we're going to call
Cracked
it.
it right away. More. I mean, it's hot, and then you throw water on it, it cracks.
Well, it did crack it.